do, ladies and gents? So on the previous video, top right hand corner now, if you haven't seen it already, we decided to go drifting and it did not go to plan.
I'm absolutely gutted. We are on our way to Sandport thanks to George, a fellow friend of mine on Instagram, who's also a drifter. Gave me a free ticket to go to Sandport today. I'm currently on the M40 with a blown out tyre.
Yep. On my side, an absolute schoolboy error, we had a blowout, but luckily it was on the left side, and the schoolboy error was I just didn't pump up my tyres. So at some point on the trip, somewhere near the M40, I blew it out. But prior to us going drifting, I did buy an upgrade for the carb. I wanted to go drifting first, and then I was going to make this video afterwards, hence why we're doing it now. So what we are going to do is do the cheap upgrade of the E46 3 litre front brakes and the E46 325 rear brakes. And finally, I've upgraded my workbench with an old school vise. So now, rather than having that horrible little thing there, we've got something heavy duty. You will not believe how hard they are to find. So here are the discs and pads. We've got drilled and vented and grooved. And we've also got in here some braided brake lines because they're just gonna help anyway with anything else going wrong, because while I'm in there and while we're doing it, we might as well change them for braided brake lines. So for those who don't know, the the E46 front brakes are a lot bigger. So it's a cheap upgrade. They cost me 80 quid for the front calipers and retainers. And I think for the discs and stuff, I think that was about £110, and they're M-Techs. With the rears, they're not any different on size, but they are vented because the E36 rear brakes are solid discs. So before I get fired down in the comments, I just wanted to explain I am wrong on the last bit I've just said, because the conversion we are doing, we are going to 294 rear discs, which are going to be vented, drilled and grooved. The ones that are on mine at the moment, I thought they were solid. They are not. They are 274 vented. So you can get vented and you can get solid on the E36. Mine are vented. So we are going bigger discs. However, the pad's exactly the same, which doesn't make sense, which you'll find out later on. And the caliper is exactly the same size. It's just the piston inside the caliper is 2 millimeters bigger. So prior to doing anything, one good thing is this one came actually with Brembo pads. Now, you're probably going to hate me, and it isn't something you really should do. Well, there's a lot of pads still on them, so I'm going to leave them in and just put different discs on. Put the new discs on, and I'm going to keep the old pads because obviously we're doing a lot of handbrake stuff. It's going to wear them out, and as they're Brembos, they're really, really good pads. But before we do absolutely everything, we've got to check all these out, make sure the pistons go all the way back. Free, obviously. Oh, that one's already free, and that's bent as buggery. Ow! Oh! Damn, that smarted. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to clean these up. Oh, I'm not going to do that again. Pull these out. Make sure whoever's done that has not busted them in any shape or form. Make sure, obviously, these come out. And they're solid as hell at the minute. Free them all up. And then we are going to paint them. Now, the colour I've gone for is I'm going to go yellow. It's just so funny that these ones arrived in yellow, but they are absolutely horrible looking, so they need new paint. So we've got new paint here, and we've got some black paint at the same time. Now, we are going to do something a little bit different. It is a bit of Marmite. Some people might like it, some people won't, but I ain't telling you yet. So like I say, first things first, I want to go over all this. I want to get all this paint off the best I can, which I've got these. Clean them all up with obviously brake cleaner and stuff, and then we are going to start painting them. So yeah, like I say, these have got really, really good pads in them, and I'm going to keep hold of them, and I'm going to use them, and then once they run out, I'll just use the ones I've got. So yeah, let's crack on. Finally get to use my new vice. Woo! Ow! Oh! I'm not going to learn, am I? There we go. They don't have to be 100%, but they are a lot cleaner. And as you can see, this one's pretty much gone, but just there you can see 57, 25, 844. Yeah, this one's pretty gone. So to be fair, that looks See, there's no BMW on that one, so I wonder if that one's a genuine one. That's definitely genuine because it's got BMW there. But yeah, oh, you can just make it out. I can't see that, but with my camera, I can see it a lot better. So yeah, these again, this used to have loads and loads of wire on it. And thanks to my granddad, bless him, who's passed a long time ago. But these are pure old school. Yet again, old school stuff is absolutely amazing. These were my granddad's, like when he was in his, God, how old would he have been? I don't know, 60s, 50s, 60s, because my dad had all these and he gave them to me as soon as he moved into this house. These are all of them, and look at them, they're all heavy duty, all work perfectly, and they have done an amazing job with these. Okay, all will be revealed once these have all dried. We are going to be going yellow, so I've got 2 cans of that. That's going to be the retainers and the calipers, but there is something that's going on the front, as you can see, first. So guys, I've left these for a day. They've actually not turned out how I wanted to. I was expecting the paint to be more gloss than sort of matte like that. So we're not going to do what I was planning on doing. Before we do the calipers, I think I'm going to do the retainers first. Okay, so that's probably the 3rd coat I've done. It's still not the best. I'm going to wait for it to fully dry because that's got quite a thick coat on them all now. So yeah, hopefully they all look really good after I give it a couple of hours, just to, because this stuff, yeah, it says about fast drying 15-20 minutes. So yeah, it should be, if I give it a couple of hours, that'll fully go hard, and then hopefully I can fill up all the gaps with it. Well, next morning, and they're all dry. They've actually come out really well, to be fair. I'm happy with them like that. Yeah, okay, they're not, you're not going to see them close up, so they're yellow. But so is everything else in my garage. So I need to do a bit of a spruce clean. Luckily it's just dust by the look of it. So I need to do that first, and then we're going to start on the calipers. Okay, so they're all masked up. I've put the carriers in there to protect them. So I'm going to do a thorough clean of all this once it's all done. So I'm going to spray these fronts first. You're not really going to see them anyway, but I'm just going to give them a dash on that, couple coats, and then I'll hang the carriers up through this bit here on there. A lot like that, well, to that effect. Oh, sorry. Like that, and then that'll stay. And then I can just, well, I could probably just paint them like that, to tell you the truth. That's actually not that bad. So here we go. Here's the finished article. Now, I don't know whether I'm going to keep that or not, but that is the actual font for the BMW. So I was going to put E36 across there. Like I say, I was going to paint this black as you saw earlier, and then obviously I was going to put the yellow on the top, so that is stuck on there. But they're just stickers, so they're probably going to come off first chance they get. So I think they've come out really well. The carriers have come out really well. Like I say, they're going to get coated. Or just as long as all this bit here was really good, that's all that really mattered. So what we're going to do now is have a quick look at the correct. These should be the fronts. And oh, doing another box. Bear with, I can't hold 2 things. I'm slightly worried because they were the only things in the box. There should be pads. So hopefully, fingers crossed. Oh, this box is bigger. So, oh, come on. Oh, one-handed is not easy. Oh, there we go, sorted. Okay, that's what I was worried about. It didn't have different set of pads in. It didn't have the pads, but you know, there we go. Pads and pads. So they're the rears. They've got to be some Mintex, but we're going to use them Brimbos over there. Oh, spot on. Okay, here we go. A man's over there doing the fronts at the moment. Just taking them all off, and then hopefully in the next few minutes they will be on. So here we go, the front first caliper is on, looking absolutely beautiful. You can see the E36 little sticker there. I'm not too sure about it myself, but I do love the fact of how much they do stand out, and that is a massive upgrade compared to them piddly little things. They look absolutely awesome. Well, there we go, guys. The yellow ones are on the front. Big brakes, vented and drilled, looking at vented, drilled and grooved, sorry. Looking absolutely amazing. But like always in my life, nothing ever goes to plan. And now this is something I want you all to bear in mind if you're planning on putting 325i discs and pads onto an E36. So the discs you want are 294mm, right? The calipers you want are these, which are 40/19. They look exactly the same as the 38/9s from an E36. Supposedly the piston is like 2mm bigger, okay? So this is the good part. The bad part is this. The guy has sent me these. So these are 476s. They will not work with this brake upgrade. You need 506. Okay, so the pads, this is the other bit that's really, really odd about these. I thought I had them in here. Yes, I do. So the pad is exactly the same size. The discs I had on the back, which were vented, are 276s. Okay, so now I've put 294s on. Pads are exactly the same. I don't personally understand how that's possible, because you would think you would put on bigger pads with bigger calipers, but it doesn't. They give you a bigger caliper, no, sorry, they give you a bigger disc, same size caliper, same size pad. But like I said, you need a 506. And the guy who's actually sent me it all, saying it would all fit, yet again, I'm in the same problem of it doesn't. I've gone back to him and he's basically said to me, oh no, because that, you know, they change, they do smaller ones. I was like, yes, I get that, but you've given me the wrong caliper or carrier. So now I've got to try and see if I can get him to send me the correct one, but then he might not even have it in stock. So yet again, the old drift car is sat here, not being able to do anything, but I must admit, they do look really nice in there. But also what we are doing for peace of mind is I am upgrading to braided brake lines. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that he has them in stock. Because if he doesn't, I don't know what I'm going to do, because I have looked online. And from what I can see, if you go genuine, they're about 200 or 150 quid or something. But I did see some on Amazon, so I'm hoping that I might be able to get them carriers to make them fit. If not, I don't know what's going to happen. But like I said, guys, I never want to hide things from you, because that's not what this channel's all about. I want to make it so much easier for you guys to not follow in the same problems that I do. Just make sure if you're going to do this upgrade, 330D or 330i calipers and retainers with the pads and discs, fine. On the rears, you need 325s. They need to be 40/19, and they have to have the 506s to do the 294 conversion. So there we go, guys. One side is done. I had to obviously quickly. There's not the best. It's not the best jobs, but I've pre-painted this one, as you can see there. 506. So like you said, you need to put the 294 disc on, you need a 506 retainer. And like I say, the only difference between this caliper and the other one is supposedly the piston here is 2mm bigger. I don't get that, but and I still don't get the fact that the pad is exactly the same. But we've also got braided hoses. And another good reason why I get someone to come, she is an old car, and as you can imagine, a lot of problems. So this one is decided to completely round itself off, so we need complete new pipes, which I didn't realize with these. You've got a metal pipe, goes into a braided line, goes into another pipe, and goes onto another braided line into the caliper. So like I say, I'm paying someone to do the job for me. Yes, I know it's not quite down to the channel standard and things like that, but I don't want to go down the role of trying to sort all that sort of stuff out on my own, because when it comes to something critical like brakes, drift car, I ain't messing about. So there we go, guys, the car is finally done, and I must admit, with the new brakes and everything, they look absolutely awesome. Like I say, the rears do look very similar to the standard ones. The only difference is you've got a much more bigger disc in there, But when you go to the fronts, oh, that looks so much better with a massive disc and a big caliper. So there we go, guys. The E36 brakes are fully installed and plumbed in. They look absolutely amazing. With this setup, just so you are aware, you cannot run anything lower than 17-inch wheels. So if you are looking to do this, you need minimum 17 inches. And just to remind everyone, I know you've just literally watched it, if you want to do this as well, you need 330i or 330d E46 front brakes, so calipers, discs, pads, perfect on that one. With regards to the rears, as you've seen with the fail that's happened or the awkwardness, you need 325i, 295 discs, standard pads, and you need the 506 retainer. The only difference, like we've said, the caliper, it looks like exactly the same as the one on the E36. The difference is it has got a 40mm piston rather than a 38. So honestly, I have no idea if it is going to make any difference on the track, because I have no comparison. Unfortunately, when we did try to take the beautiful E36 here to the track, we blew out a tyre, so I wouldn't know on that front. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it is going to make a difference, especially on the back with a bigger disc. But like I say, we're running the same size pad as before, so I don't know. It's mind-blowing and why it's like that, I don't know. But with the fronts, it's a cheap upgrade. We've got braided lines as well, but also it's probably going to help if I do a bit of left foot braking, so obviously we've got a much bigger disc and pad to deal with. Please put some comments down below of what you think of the video. Hopefully it has been informative for you guys. I couldn't find anything online with regards to videos of the problem I had trying to sort out the rear disc. So hopefully, if you are watching this and you're doing this upgrade, 506, I'm gonna say that one last time, 506 retainers on the 325i E46 rear brake setup on an E36. And that's the last time I'm going to say it. So yeah, I hope it has been informative. Please put some comments down below of what you thought of the video, other things you might want to see on this car. Hopefully, fingers crossed, guys, the next video you see will be us taking her finally drifting, but I don't know. I don't want to put a bet on it or anything like that, because yeah, with my luck at the moment, it's just not happening. Please also hit like and please hit subscribe to keep more future content from me here at Sparrow Motion. And I'll see you later, guys. Take care, stay safe. Ta-da.